This video is going to change the way you see YouTube as a business owner forever. Because right now you're probably treating YouTube the exact same way you're treating Instagram or TikTok. Post a video, hope it gets views, chase the algorithm and repeat. But that's not what YouTube actually is. The best guys in the space don't use YouTube the same way everyone else does. They use it to build something that keeps working for them long after they hit publish. And my client Marko did exactly that. One video generated over 170 plus qualified leads and got more than 10,000 plus views, and it hasn't stopped bringing him leads ever since. And I'm applying the exact same principles for my own YouTube channel right now, which already booked my first strategy call after only 3 videos posted. So in this video I'm going to show you why YouTube is not a content platform, it's an acquisition asset, how that one shift completely changes what you should actually be measuring, and why it changes the way you build your entire business. And if you stick till the end, you're never going to look at the YouTube as just another social media platform ever again. So as you can see, I split this video into 4 different sections. So let's start with the first one, which is you're playing the wrong game. And as you can see, most of the business owners are treating YouTube as Instagram and TikTok by using the same mindset, which is post, hope and wait. And this mindset actually does not work for YouTube, but it works for Instagram pretty much because they're algorithm based, as you can see. So you can only just post, hope, wait and repeat the exact same cycle over and over again. But as I already said, YouTube is not just content, it is a client acquisition machine that is going to bring you enormous amounts of money if of course done correctly. And this is actually one of the things that you need to understand before continuing with this video, because if you don't, nothing else in it is going to make any sense. And now that you wrapped this brief section 1 and that you finally understood what YouTube actually is, we can move on to the section 2, which is the 24/7 salesman. So let's take a look at the comparison between a random trending video and an actual acquisition asset which we are aiming to create. So yeah, let's first start with the random trending video, and as you can see, it dies off pretty quick because again we're just chasing trends, and that's pretty much it. The exact same thing we're doing on Instagram and TikTok. It doesn't book us any calls, it just brings the unqualified audience, but it actually can generate us a lot of views, but again from the wrong audience. On the other side, we have an acquisition asset. It brings us new leads permanently and actually books us calls on autopilot while we sleep, and it all of course attracts only our ICP like 90% of the time, and sometimes it can actually get a lot of views, but most of the time we are going to get a smaller amount compared to a random trending video, but all of the views are going to be from the people that are ready to buy from us, and not just some random viewers that are never going to even spend a dime on our product or offer. And an acquisition asset can actually be something like action-based video, education-based video, client interview, free course, secret VSL, my story, etc, etc. And in reality it really doesn't matter. What actually matters is the job it does. It really needs to do one of these 3 jobs: attract, nurture or convert, or it can do all 3 at once. For example, of the free course video, secret VSL video, and sometimes even my story video if done in that specific way. And now I'm going to explain to you why it actually works. So we have 3 reasons right here, as we can see, and the first one is, as I already mentioned, it sits on YouTube permanently. It doesn't disappear after 48 hours just like a reel or a random post. The second thing actually is it gets found by your ICP 90% of the time, because these are the people that are searching for a solution to their exact problem. And the number 3 is that it doesn't stop working after only a few days, like for example reels, posts and all those stuff, TikToks, maybe even cold outreach ads when you stop paying for them. It does the same selling job on day 300 as it did on the day 1. So this is actually how a compounding graph, as we called it, looks like compared from booked calls to videos posted. As you can see, as we post more videos, we are going to get more booked calls, and it's just going to continue compounding, and it is going to make us shitloads of money. And all these 2 reasons, as everything as we just mentioned, makes YouTube the best 24 salesman in your team. And here is actually the proof it works, and that I'm just not talking shit and all those stuff. This is what happened to my client Marko. As you can see, here is Marko right there. 1 video still generating leads today for him months later without him touching it ever again. And as you can see from the single video, we got 11.5k plus views, 230 plus subscribers. Most of the views came from the YouTube search, which means this video was amazingly SEO optimized and it brought us only our ICP. And here actually the leads that he got to his email list, as you can see right here, 117 plus of them. And if you want the exact same thing to happen for your own YouTube channel, click the first link in the description and book a free strategy call with me. Now that we know why YouTube is our best 24/7 salesman, let's move on to the section number 3, which is called the fake progress. And this is actually the trap most business owners fail for while building their YouTube channel for conversions. And here are actually some of the metrics that they're following blindly and they're trying to improve upon them even though they do not really matter. We have views, subscribers, watch time, likes, etc, etc, and all these metrics are pure vanity metrics. So now let's move on to the metrics that actually matter. And the first one is booked calls, which are directly tied to the money made from the videos themselves. And this is one of the metrics that most of the business owners are just neglecting and they're not looking at it because they're just chasing these vanity metrics and all that. So for example, when they post a client interview or a client case study breakdown, those types of videos are not going to give them a lot of views or something like that, but the views are only going to be from super hot people that are going to convert, and those are the videos that are going to make them the most amount of money. Of course, if the funnel before that is done correctly, but there are a lot of business owners, again, they're going to see them be like, okay, these videos are not performing, I'm just going to remove them and I'm going to focus on action-based videos, education-based videos, and they're not going to have the videos that are going to convert their audience. And then they're going to say, okay, but YouTube is not doing its work for converting, it's not worth it. And one of the best apps that you can use to track your book calls from YouTube videos specifically is named Trackio itself. So yeah, this is one of the applications that you need to invest in. Moving on to the next metric that actually matters, and it is CTR or click-through rate, and it actually tells us if our packaging is any good. And it is super important because if our packaging is bad, nobody's going to click on our video, and in the end it doesn't matter really how much value you gave in the video. Even if you give money away for free, nobody's going to click on it. In the end, we're not going to convert anybody. And that's exactly what CTR tells us. If nobody's clicking on our videos, that means our thumbnail isn't the best, or maybe our title, we need to rework them and all those stuff. And over time, as we post more of our videos, we are going to figure out the thumbnails and all that with the CTR itself. And when we reach around 5 to 10% CTR or click-through rate, then we know we are at the sweet spot. So yeah, moving on, after CTR, we have actual retention, and it tells us why people clicked off the video itself. So in reality, we have 3 different scenarios. First one is sharp drop at the beginning of the video itself, which means click confirmation is bad or intro is too long. We are talking about a lot of filler and people are they just need value and they're going to be, okay, this guy is taking too long, I'm just going to leave, and that's pretty much it. And of course, there can be some different situations for each intro and all of these, but again, I will need to have a personal look at the video itself so I can tell you what exactly is wrong with it. Moving on, we have a sharp drop at the middle of the video itself, and it is happening most likely because it's something like boring section or no open loop for a very long time, or long mid CTA that completely threw people off the video itself and made them just click off it. And again, I will need to take a personal look at the video so I can tell what exactly is the problem, but here are some of the common problems that are happening on all of the videos. And the last scenario we have is the sharp drop at the end of the video, and it is most likely because the CTA is too long or it is just too abrupt. For example, somebody just gave you value like me right here, and I'm like, okay, so if you want to work with me, do that and that and that. It just doesn't make any sense. People are just going to be like, okay, video is over, I'm going to click off. Or if somebody tells, for example, and thank you for watching this video till the end, and then gives us the CTA, they're just going to leave it because they know the video is over, and that's pretty much it. They're just going to leave the video, or you even made your ask. And here are actually some of the questions that you need to ask yourself every single video. First one is my ICP going to watch it? Then we have, are they going to trust me more after watching these? And the third one is, are they going to book a call with me after this? So now let's just take a look what happens when you optimize for vanity metrics and what happens when you optimize for the money metrics, as I like to call them. So on the left side, we have the optimizing for vanity metrics, and as you can see, we are going to get a lot of views, but from random people, which means we created a completely wasted asset and we just lost our time and we just throw it in the bin, you know. And on the other hand, we have optimizing for money metrics. As I already told you, we are going to get like low to high views, but 90% of them are going to come from our ICP, and this is what an actual real acquisition asset looks like. So that actually means that qualified attention is the only metric that actually matters in the end, because a smaller number of the right eyes beats a massive number of the wrong ones every single time. So now we can finally move to the final section, which is section number 4, and it's called the amplifier. So let's take a look how YouTube actually amplifies other ways of getting clients. First we have ads, then we have Instagram, and in the end we have cold outreach. We are going to see our prospect journey for each one of these. So let's start with the ads plus YouTube itself. First of all, somebody is going to see our ad, they're going to Google our name, our YouTube channel is going to pop up, they're going to watch our videos and client interviews, they're going to start seeing us as an authority, and in the end they're going to book a call and come to the call actually pre-sold. If we don't have a YouTube channel, your ad is going to pop up, they're going to watch, and they're going to be still a little bit skeptical because there are a lot of scammers, especially in this era of AI. But when they search our name and our channel pops up and they can see that we talk about certain topics for longer periods of time, they're going to watch it and they're going to see that we are experts in our niches, and they're going to book a call with us. They're going to come to the actual call already pre-sold, as I already told you. Then let's move on to the prospect journey from YouTube plus Instagram. They're probably going to see our reel, story, or post or something like that. They're going to want to learn even more. They're going to search up on the YouTube because they need that longer format of videos on a certain topic. They're going to watch our videos and client interviews. They're going to start seeing us as an authority, and they're going to book a call with us, and they're going to show up already pre-sold. So now let's move on to our last two paths, which is from YouTube and cold outreach itself. And the first one starts like this. You reach out to a prospect, they check your profile, they find your YouTube channel in your bio, they're going to watch your video and client interviews, they're going to start seeing you as an authority, they're going to answer your message, book a call eventually, and show up already pre-sold. And here's the second path. They have a problem, they search for a solution on YouTube, they find your YouTube channel, you actually help them, they start seeing you as an authority, and they eventually reach out to you. And now, as you already seen, here are some of the results which we are getting from the YouTube. Our trust, close rate, answers, and ad performance goes absolutely up. And the reason for all this stuff going up is most likely because of YouTube. First of all, they consumed enough content with you, so you fulfill the 7-11-4 rule, which we already talked about in previous videos. With that being said, since they trust you enough, your close rates are going to go enormously up, and of course the answers to your DMs are going to go up because they're going to see you as a legit, as an authority in your space. And of course the ad performance is going to go up because they're still going to trust you more by looking at your YouTube channel. They're going to book more calls. And now moving on, these are the things that are going to go down, which is objections, sales cycle length, no shows, and cost per lead. They're going absolutely down. Why these metrics actually go down, which is in this case very good. The reason for that, for objection, is they're already going to solve a lot of objections with YouTube itself by client interviews, case study breakdowns, maybe some videos on certain objections and all those stuff. For my example, that would be something like why AI is never going to change your YouTube strategies or something like that. And moving on, the sales cycle length is going to be a lot faster because they trust you already enough from your own YouTube videos. You do not have to explain what you do on every sales call, and they're just going to be, okay, I just want to know the price so I can join, I'm going to give you my money, and in the end they're just going to join. And moving on, we have no shows, and they're going to go lower because they're already much pretty cooked by watching your own YouTube videos. They don't want to miss out on that call that they already booked by their will, so they're going to come to the call in like 80 to 90% of the time. And moving on, we have cost per lead again. As I already told you, like YouTube is going to amplify your ads, and in the end cost per lead is just going to go straight down, which is again amazing. So that's exactly why best guys in the space start building content and started building acquisition assets, because at the end of the day it was never really about YouTube itself. It was about building trust at scale, and YouTube just happens to be the best platform in the world for doing exactly that. And if you want to build your own acquisition assets that will generate you 10 to 20 plus calls, just like Marko did, just click the first link in the description and book a free strategy call with me. I'll handle everything from ideation, packaging, script writing, video editing, SEO, and uploading, and you only have to record for around 30 minutes per week, and that's pretty much it. And if you're not ready for that yet, just watch the video that appeared on your screen. In it I explain how I'd build a business YouTube channel if I had to start from scratch. And remember, stop building content, start building acquisition assets, and I'll see you in the next one.